Lori Duncan with the city's environmental services is joining us once again here on Daybreak. Lori, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jennifer. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, and today we are talking trash, which Lori tells me is one of her favorite things to do. So we're talking trash, more specifically about our curbside bin and how important it is.
Yeah, we take all aspects of trash for granted, but our trash bin specifically, once we carry our trash out of our homes and we dump it into the bin, we forget about it. But there are some reasons that our bins are required to be a certain size, some certain specifications. First of all, our typical curbside bin, it needs to be about 96 gallons, a decent size. It needs to be made of a lightweight material. Now, obviously, this is not a 96-gallon size, but a model of it. And it needs to have a lid that can close tightly. This is part of our role as citizens in helping to take care of our environment. Because what happens if that lid is not able to close tightly, whatever we have packed into our trash bin, if we don't get it closed and it's open, it has the ability to fly out and then get into our waterways, our roadways, and so it can make an all-around mess. Our trash can also needs to be leak-proof, waterproof, so that if we happen to have any liquids that we put into it or it gets rain in it, we want to make sure that anything liquid stays contained within that trash can. When we go to put our bin out curbside, we want to make sure that we keep it off of the sidewalk so that we still have a pathway for our pedestrians. And then I am really good at shoving as much stuff as I can into my trash can, but we want to make sure that we have to remember somebody still has to be able to lift that and get it into the truck. And so there is a weight limit. We want to make sure that we don't exceed about 150 pounds for our curbside bin, so that our trash hauler can move it and get it put into their trash collection truck.
That's still a lot, 150 pounds, and the lid has to close.
Yes.
If I have too much stuff, then should I take it out and save it for next week?
You could do that, or if you are really good at squishing, get it squished in there, keeping in mind the 150-pound limit. But yeah, either remove something for the following week or compact it down so that it's nice and tight and that lid stays nice and tightly closed. That is the #1 strategy that we can be doing in our own homes to help be good caretakers of our environment.
And how is that helpful to you? And you said don't put it on the sidewalk. Why does that matter so much for the people who are picking up the trash for us?
It's mostly for public right-of-way and for people with disabilities, that getting a pathway along the sidewalk rather than having to move into the street. So we want to make sure that those public right-of-way pathways are accessible to people who need to be able to utilize those.
Yeah, that's right. So you can be a good neighbor as well.
Yes.
All right, Lori Duncan with the city's environment. Next time, we'll continue talking about our curbside bin, and we're talking about the never evers, things you should never do. I'm curious to see what Lori has for us next week, and we'll be right back here on Daybreak.